Welcome to Track Limits and Emotional Damage. This week on Around the Circuit, we talk about Red Bull, what is going on. We talk about updates for the 2026 rule changes that the FIA is currently meeting about, as well as this week it is Kansas City for NASCAR. A lot of cool things there, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, well, starting out, Red Bull, what is going on with them? So far, in the last week, we've had rumors of one top member leaving, as well as have confirmed that Lambesi, who is Max Verstappen's race engineer, is actually leaving to go to McLaren in 2028. I think that this is an interesting discussion because, Red Bull is obviously going to have to rebuild, right? They're losing top figureheads across all of their different departments. But it'd be interesting. I'd love to get your thoughts on what you think is actually going on. I know the car is difficult this year, but I don't think that is why everybody is jumping ship.
There has to be something like internally, management, something happening that we're not a privy to yet. And maybe we'll find out in the Drive to Survive season. But there has to be when people just start mass exiting, it's usually a management thing. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you
that's
think?
what I would point at. But what's weird is really this mass exodus really started after Christian Horner got fired. And it seemed like if there was anybody that was controversial and causing not the great management, you would think it was him. So, you would think that would have been solved bringing in Laura Mekies. He was doing well at Racing Bulls. So I can't imagine that he has, really come in and turned things up that much. So there's obviously... there's obviously something going on, and it could just be other management. Red Bull is an interesting scenario in the sense of not only do they have the sister team Racing Bulls, but their ownership is also split between two different companies, basically. There is a company in Austria that owns part of them, and then there is another company in Thailand that owns the other half of them. So it could be those two companies not melding. I know that there was some controversy with that a couple of years ago with Christian Horner. I know he was trying to buy, I think he was trying to buy Red Bull or the racing team a while ago, similar to what I think he always has looked up to Total Wolff, and Total Wolff owns, the Mercedes racing team and is worth a lot of money. And I think funny enough, this is kind of a side story, but there was an article about 2 months ago that Christian Horner was trying to buy some of Alpine, and Total Wolff came in and made a bigger offer just so he couldn't have it. So, there's that.
Petty. I'm here for it.
But yeah, I do think that, Red Bull is really going to have to dig deep and find what they actually need to do going forward. Yes, the regulations have been an absolute pain in the butt for all teams, except for Mercedes, because they've figured it out for now, though. But, with that many prominent figures, it really is going to, and I'd love to get your thoughts on what you think about this, but I'm pretty sure this points to Max Verstappen either walking away from Formula One after the season or moving to another team. What team do you think he would go to? Wrong answers only.
Racing Bulls. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. It'd be funny if he switched to Racing Bulls. You know how they've switched people mid-season, and he went to Racing Bulls and just started dominating.
I don't want the pressure. Yeah.
And then he just starts winning left and right, and then you have to admit that the baby team has a better car. So yeah. I think that would be kind of comical. I would love to see him go to Alpine. Just why not?
Yeah, Cadillac.
Cadillac would be good.
I think, honestly, he can go anywhere, couldn't he? He should just make his own team, right?
Right?
Max Verstappen, bring it here, That would be cool. That would be a move. Honestly, that would be a move. I would be behind that. What do you think? There's a couple drivers like Hamilton, Max Verstappen, they're the royalty of F1,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no, maybe so.
No, 100%.
Do you agree
I do
or
agree.
disagree?
I agree. And now that I know that his brother-in-law is Suarez from NASCAR, I would say this daytime soap opera does not write itself yet, but I think it will.
But I definitely like your analogy to a soap opera. I would like a spin-off of Drive to Survive, and it's just Max Verstappen. And then they have a Hamilton one. You
Yeah,
know,
like you could like follow the individual drivers, kind of like on
uh,
F1 TV where you can like look at the camera views. That would
yeah,
be cool. It'd be
that would be
cool if
cool.
Drive to Survive was shot similar to Formula One, so you could switch to the drivers and what they're doing during that episode, and
Yeah.
that'd be weird. But that would never happen because Netflix doesn't like you knowing the actual continuity of things. If you ever
Mm.
notice, they like to blur out watches and clocks and things like that, so you can't tell which bit of what you're seeing actually came first. Only reason why I know this is I was watching some trash TV last weekend.
We didn't spill it. What were you watching?
Yeah, yeah.
I love trash TV.
What was it? Love Island? Yeah. No. Was it Love Island? I don't think it was. There's so many of them. Like, it's if it has, it's trash if it has one of two words in it: love or house.
House. Yeah. Even Island. I mean,
Island's another good one. Yeah.
yeah.
I forget which one it was on Netflix, and it was the one where basically like a couple decides to come on the show
Hmm.
and they basically break up, and then they get to like date other people to see if they want to stay together or not. Some of these people,
Chaos.
they're like, we've been dating for a year and I just don't trust him, so we're going to test him. Girl, get a new boyfriend.
Girl. Red flag.
I think this is similar, and people are going to be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Because most of the time they do anyway. But like Max Verstappen, girl, just break up with him. You can go anywhere. You can go to any team.
Everybody
Let it go.
would want you.
Say, Red Bull was good to you. Like, you got your 4. Yeah. Now go get some more at a different team if you want to stay in Formula One. It's time to move on. Oh, things that has been of discussion and that Max Verstappen has been very adamant talking about is all of the new 2026 regulations. Drivers are not happy. There are all the sorts of things. The FIA is currently meeting over this break between now and Miami to see if they can figure stuff out. It seems like this is going to be a lot more drawn out. I think a lot of people are hoping that Miami is going to be, everything is going to be fixed. Like, we're going to figure it out. Nobody's going to be mad about these regulations anymore, and we're all going to be happy. The truth of the matter is a lot of the things that are already part of these regulations are really unfixable without completely overhauling everything. So it's going to be hard for them to really fix it for this season. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think that they just kind of hold over for 2026 and then really overhaul everything for 27 so that the teams have time to fix it? Do you think that like it's not that bad and we're just all freaking out because the racing has changed? Okay.
No, it's bad. I mean, I think they'll change some things that they can change within the reasonable allotted time. And then I could see them over the summer or winter. I don't know. What are seasons? I live in the desert. I could see them next year doing the bigger changes that they have to do to, that they can't necessarily do over this season. Because, yeah, some of them would be hard because it would involve the power unit, and not every team has the ability to just have a factory produce a new one, right? Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's not like they're in their own garage building it themselves, but
the teams that are buying from another manufacturer,
yeah,
Mercedes would have to fix the engine and then make them and then distribute them to the teams that order from them.
And that takes time. That's what I meant, but you just like articulated it way better.
Logistics.
But yeah, I mean, obviously change is hard, but this one sucks. Like, sometimes there's changes that happen that like after 2 years we forget and we just get used to the new racing, right? But I think this one is just bad. And I think it needs some adjustment, and it's self-induced by the company.
I do.
They can fix it.
I think it's just a hard fix when it comes to some of this stuff, because a lot of it is engine based and power based, and with the 50-50 electrical split between electrical and combustion, you just can't really change that. It's tough to change because you're having to basically tear apart and rebuild your engine. So I think that that's where a lot of everyone's just kind of like frustrated in, we got slower cars. They have to do all this stuff to recharge throughout. So I think it's really figuring out how do we manage and get it consistent for a race, and then we can go in and fix all the different things. They already came out this week. They already put a big stamp of no on Mercedes and Red Bull's trick when it comes to qualifying and how you're deploying your power at the end of your qualifying lap. So that's going to be tough for Red Bull because doing that is probably the only way that they were getting into Q3 when it came to quali. So we can probably assume, unless they have a major overhaul of their car by the time we get back to racing, I just don't think that they're going to be even less competitive, possibly. So I know we're going to see a whole host of upgrades, but I do think that there are things with these new regulations that hopefully they'll change and figure out. I did see one solution was like maybe being able to add more fuel during like the running at once to be able to give more power. Another thing I saw this last week is it looks like Williams might be doing what they did when James Vowles came over and just been like, fuck this season. We'll figure out 2027. No.
Dang, dude.
I mean, it might be just like some team, like some. Well, I mean, when James Vowles stepped in, I saw him say that like they were still using like Excel spreadsheets on tracking their inventory, right? So he came in and he had to fix operationally. He had to basically reinvent the wheel for them, and now they've gotten to a point where like their inventory management and things like that is really good. But yeah, when they first came in, they're like, this car is not going to be competitive, so we're just going to do our best, and we're going to focus on whatever's next. And I believe next year is Williams' like 50-year anniversary in racing, so I think that they want to maybe win those races.
Yeah.
Nobody cares if you win your 49th year in racing. It's your 50th. Your diamond is diamond? Or is it something stupid like clay or something?
Oh, like 50-year anniversary gift?
Yeah.
I
think it's diamonds.
It's like probably like wood or something. I don't know.
And that makes sense, right?
Paper.
You've been together for 50 years.
Yeah, it's weird. We don't really abide by that stuff in our household.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to like these new regulations, we talked about this in length, and hopefully we'll get some more info out of FIA and what they're changing. But I think a lot of people are starting to realize and come to the conclusion that based on how the engines are built and how everything was put together, there might not be a lot of changes. So we might be in for this for the rest of the season. Luckily, we're 2 races down, so it's only 22 instead of 24. So it'll go by quicker, I hope.
Yeah, hopefully it'll go by quickly.
Yeah, so yes, a lot of people have apparently, aside from all the rumors, a lot of people are really bored and angry with Formula One because of these regulations. I guess Formula One has started a 24-hour channel of all like their 10 greatest races that's just looping. Basically like Bluey on repeat to try and keep people interested. Yeah, they're really digging deep for viewership,
like,
but I mean, like you go a full month, and I think especially with these regulations, there's a lot of things that people are like, well, here's all the speculation of what can change or what might make it better, but we're not hearing any concrete, like we're going to be changing the engine or we're going to be changing how the power is distributed. Like they're just saying we're talking about it, which could be a multitude of things. So it should be interesting to see what actually comes out of the FIA. But but Formula One is realizing that, fans are like, there's fans that are like, I'm over this racing. It's not good racing. So they're losing fans there. And then they're losing fans because there's nothing going on. I mean, the only good thing that we get out of no racing is rumors galore, which I love because I'm all about that Formula One tea.
You are. Yeah. Well, then maybe they weren't true fans and we'll just be better off without them because they can't stick around for a month. Like, come on.
I know, right? He's like, come on. 29 days I can do. 30 days? Nah, I can't do that. I got shit to do.
What they should have done was dropped the Drive to Survive season during this month of...
Yeah, they didn't know that that these races were going to get canceled, I think, when Drive to Survive came out.
Well, invest in some tarot cards or something. I don't know.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what amounts over the next couple weeks. But with that said, nothing has really changed in the couple weeks that we've been hearing about it. So we'll see. But some fun stuff this weekend in other racing news. We have Kansas City Speedway for NASCAR, which is really exciting. I believe Kyle Larson won it last year. So it'll be interesting to see if he is able to win it again. But yeah, are you excited?
I am. I have a bone to pick with NASCAR.
What's your, yeah,
On
by
their
all means, here's
TikTok.
your platform.
Well, let me throw my opinions out. On their TikTok, they released a video,
Mhm.
and it was all the haulers, like, getting in line,
Mhm.
perfectly in line. And they're like, if these haulers can do it, you can park in between the lines. Excuse me, NASCAR. Those are professionals.
What are you saying? Wait, so
I
your
mean, I don't park
beef,
in the lines. Okay. So of course I'm
so,
offended, right? But like I
so,
don't care. I park in the boonies of the
so
like parking
your
lot. I know I
beef
can't
with
park.
NASCAR is them pointing out that you're a bad driver because you're not a professional driver?
Well, I'm not a professional haulers. Professional truckers can back anything up perfectly. Convinced, okay?
Mm,
They know their vehicle. They know how to swing it. It's very impressive. It's one of the few things in my life that impressed me.
yeah. You drive
But
a big 18-wheeler there?
no, I drive an F-150 and I'll take up 5 parking spots. I don't care. I was backed in at work onto
Uh-huh.
the curb and I just left it. I didn't give a shit. Anyways,
Okay. So NASCAR has
but
offended you to
don't compare
your driving
me.
core.
Don't compare me and my driving skills. Guess who taught me to drive, brother? You. You taught me how to drive. So,
No, I didn't teach you to do that crap.
you tried to teach me how to do a 3-point turn in the middle of 2 ditches with a stick shift.
I mean, you learned, didn't you?
No, I went in the ditch and you had to take over.
Exactly.
Because the car was coming. Anyways, I'm not a bad driver. Okay, I'm not a bad driver that I'm aware of, but I can't park. Okay. But don't compare me to a professional hauler.
So what's cool about the Kansas City Speedway is it is known for like the closest finish ever. I guess it was like 0.001 seconds between, what was it? Who is it? Kyle Larson and Chris Buescher. Is that right? Am I saying that right? To the
Yeah.
line. So I've seen those videos. It is wild. Like when you see like when each car crossed, I didn't realize that it was 2024 at Kansas City. Any predictions or anything that you're excited for this weekend?
You know, I haven't really given it a lot of thought because I'm thinking about that TikTok. I think it'll be a good race. I always enjoy. I think Tyler Riddick, people are predicting that he'll do good, but probably. I think so. I mean, you have to understand with NASCAR and Indy, I think IndyCar, like it's all just generations and generations of racers. So like they're all the Lance Strolls, right? Daddy owns the team or mom. I don't know. I don't want to discriminate. And like, you know what I mean? And they race and they grew up in the industry. It's a lot of that. Like it's a heavy saturation of that. And that's why they get mad when like people like Cletus or Sim Racer 24, William Byron. Like that's why they get mad when those people come in because they're like, you're not a racer.